We got a couple of minutes before 8, but my goal was to get with us and make sure we polite. I don't know how serious y'all took it today, but for everybody, it was needful. If you look at with everything going on in the riots, and just to come to Yahuwah, he ain't cut us off yet. And like I said, with these storms going, they hit Arkansas, Mississippi, Indiana. They got more storms on the way too. I think they're starting up this week on tomorrow. That's how they're going to be brewing across the west and headed down south. Our end is to be anchored. Not just for this storm, but for the storm of judgment. We all know it's a point under Sheen wants to move after that. Our king, what happened after that? It don't sound like you know what's going on. You need to know what's going on. That's the reason why we didn't just go on a fast for no reason. We went on there and we read. He told us to proclaim one. Yes, sir. Isn't that right? Want everybody to proclaim one and get it right. He said perhaps maybe he would turn. That's the goal. We hoping Yahuwah will not, hoping in the figure of speech that Yahuwah will turn from what he already intended to come on everybody for us. We just want to give us enough recalm, enough conceived favor that we'll escape it. A lot of people they'll wait until it starts to hit. Our goal was to make preparation before he comes. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? He told them want to make it right while our adversary is still in the way. Isn't that right? Because once he come back, he said coming quickly, a reward with him. And at that point, it's too late for any repentance or any reconsideration or adjustments, or maybe he'll do something different. It would need for us to do this. Something different that we typically have done to where, we fasted going in before Shabbat. I know some people, it's like a double Shabbat. It's like we really need to get this right. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to make the sacrifice. And I tell everybody, I know. That thing got so tight on me when the sun dropped. My throat got so dry. Y'all laugh. I started to call y'all, tell, listen, we're going to shift it. Listen, it got rough. I was on the phone with them. I kept coughing. That thing was so dry, I was coughing. I said, this thing just started, man. We're going to push it back. I had to struggle with that thing. But I just laid down. I prayed. But I know it had to afflict ourselves. It was an affliction. I had a whole lot. And that thing sure was fighting with everything it had. Some people, well, it wasn't nothing for me. You probably need to go back and do it again then. I tell you, it's supposed to be some affliction in that thing. I woke up that morning, felt like somebody poured a whole bag of sand in my throat. This ain't work. Brushed my teeth in heavy. It just got worse. I think I done pushed the sand down enough further. But at the same time, it was the reason why we do these things, we afflicted ourselves. He was afflicted. And what we did was by putting a lot of things aside we would typically do in conversation and other things in behavior or just eating. That's a normal thing to do, to eat and drink. That's part of our survival. But we set that aside because we wanted to seek him and show him we desire you above that. We know every day we eat, every day we go out, every day we work, every day we do all these things. We set some things aside because we want you to know urgently we need you. But some of us, I know some people, this is what I do, the preacher said it. Preacher didn't just have y'all to do it. I did it because it's needful. We got too many folk doing the same thing over and over, then you're hidden things you're doing. And, it's all good, and I guess, while you're living and you ain't been caught. But once you get caught, that's when restitution comes. You realize it ain't worth it. I don't want to get caught up in something and find out after it's too late and I can't get back. It wasn't worth it. I know it while I'm on this side before I get caught to realize it ain't worth it. And I'm making preparations and doing what we were doing there in fasting, resisting the flesh and all the things it need because we need him. We don't want to be something like saved. We don't want these dresses and headwear and shirts and slacks that come along and be an illusion or a mirage for something that we need to be keeping. It's a behavior. It's a behavior, first of all, that he's looking for, and that's the goal, to make sure we be found in him. And I can't stress that enough, so we made some sacrifices. There'll be more coming. That's just being honest. As we see the day approaching, what you going to do? I mean, we almost there now. Look at what it's going to take. Come tomorrow, they're looking for Trump to turn himself in. If that thing go any other way sour, we already know how they're going to go. That's everything. That's in New York. That's where your stock market and everything else at. So you just never know what these clowns might do. They might let him make it out tomorrow, but then what you going to do when the court case comes? Now, once he convicted and found guilty, these people are going to tear their place apart. And y'all know who they're going to start with, right? They're coming for us. Just so having they had a black DA, they're going to put it all on us. We could kill one end or the other if he went to jail. For all we concerned, all of them should have been in jail.
That's right.
So we definitely didn't have no hand in it. If it was anything we had something to do with, he'd have never went to jail. They'd have gave him a warning. They'd have gave him 12 more terms. We had something to do with it. This is a war of the people that we don't know coming down on the people you do know. They shutting it down. They're doing a change of order. And now they're going to put it around and look like the people, the voters got something to do with it. This is a rich man war. Richer than anybody y'all have seen. These people stripping everybody down. And the money ain't coming to us. It's going to them. They're stripping everything down. So it's time for us to make sure we get this thing right. Y'all got it. We don't know what these people planning. Listen, they not tell you how critical that war is in Russia. It's real critical with the Ukraine war. That man done moved nuclear weapons, and we flying, and everybody testing each other, flying across each other, breaking protocol, going inside people's airspace. It's getting real tension. It's just a matter of time. Like I keep playing around here, it ain't gonna be too long to go too far. What you think gonna happen? These folks keep flying in airspace, keep running across each other, dropping jet fuel on it. How long before this just, you know what? Let's just go ahead and kick it off. Ain't no gonna be the victim. The people. All these bastards got bunkers they can go in, them and their families. They automatically attack them and their immediate family. Them folks going straight in the bunker. They can wait it over. They got food and supply. They don't care about wiping us out. They feel like they can start back over. They don't care about us. This is why I told you, not just American people, people globally ought to use their head and realize all of us should get together and all of them should be coming out. Once you start caring about human life, I rode by yesterday coming through downtown. I was on the phone with some good guys, and then this other guy I don't like. I ain't gonna call him with name. Figure it out for yourself. But anyway, there's a guy sitting up under the bridge, clipping his toenail, doing his hair under the bridge like, this is bathroom. I'm like, this man is on the expressway, under a bridge with a tent and a lawn chair, and he clipping his toenail and straightening his hair out. Where you going? You homeless. Why you need to clip your toenail? But it's just like, we such a people to where, I remember years ago growing up, we never seen this. The fact people don't even care about human life no more. We leave a human being living under a bridge of an expressway. Where you using the restroom at? Where you showering at? Where your groceries come from? You crossing the expressway every day, your life, this is where you living in our sight, and people don't even care. It's come back to haunt us. We thought it was okay. They said, well, listen, that's on them, those decisions they made. All of those people sitting out there, it's not decisions they made. They got caught up in this scam they call everyday life. It's just the corner of your hood hadn't got you. All those people homeless ain't uneducated, aren't felons, aren't mentally ill. They just got caught up in the struggle of life. These people, if every one of y'all here had a $2,200 a month rent, how many of y'all can survive? How many of y'all $2,200 a month to take you out? And the only reason you ain't got it because Mr. Yahuwah see fit. That's the only reason you ain't got it. So why the other people got it? Why is he said it where other people can't find nothing cheaper? Because he's intended, he's after these people. When I tell y'all how important it is, we need to sit back and consider and stop taking for granted. All these are just things he loaned us. If you rent, you don't know what the net contract look like when they come back. Due to cost of living, due to raising other things and other things they got to do in repair, this the new rent. Either you pay it or you get out. End of story. And what you can't do, somebody else can do. So a lot of stuff we taking for granted, just every day going, things change. Go buy a new car. These 7% and 8% interest rate, you'll wind up with a bucket. They fixing it well, listen, it's back to the days it used to be. Poor people can't afford nothing. You afford a house, it's going to be a dump. If you get something that's nice, you ain't going to be able to afford it. You just looking. By the time they hit you with the interest rate, and by the time you look at the price and the tax and insurance, they just priced you out. We right back to where we started. One time we could afford, you can get, they had payment, you could extend it out. These people pushed us right back to where we started at. It's going to be unaffordable, but not your reach. It's time for us to make sure we secure our salvation above anything. Right. No time to put our hopes and trust in this stuff out here. It's falling down anyway. All this stuff just a mudslide away. Listen, what you do, you got all that money in it, you put all that fancy stuff. This man sent a wind through here and flattened everything you got. That was your whole hope. That was your God. All these people, this their God. This man, what you do when this man, I'm talking about, he put your house even to the ground with the ground. What do you do? Talk about how much you paid for it? The insurance amount of this now, it's depending on which one it did. Was it the water or was it the wind? They did the same thing to him in New Orleans. When those people how got washed away, they went back and they had to tell them, You saying the flood did it. We saying the wind do it. You didn't have wind insurance. Now, since your house sitting down the street and it's all over, how you going to prove it was the water, not the wind? Hey, these people got all kind of tricks for you. When I tell y'all, it is so imperative that we get this right. That's the only reason we did this. We got to get this right. We can't play with it more. We can't get up here no more with this. You mind if I confess? What you been doing? Who didn't know the cup was coming? That's what I'm talking about. Who didn't know? Who thought that when we took it last year, that was the last time? So when you finished taking it, what was your mindset? I mean, it was for you to continue in the way. It wasn't for you to take the cup, I'm good, and then go back to what you're doing. That's why we had to do that. We can't do the same thing we've been doing. It's too serious. It's too urgent. We don't know when a stroke going to come and take us out. You don't know when a heart attack going to come. Like Dan was just talking about the heart attack. You don't know when a heart attack going to come and get you. You don't know when this man come to get anyone. None of us know the day of our moot until it comes. You can't afford not to be ready. Include me. Joanna, she was struck yesterday. A car was in front of her and somebody slammed into the back of her. And you seen it coming. Think how many people they done seen their death coming. Couldn't move because somebody in front of her. Just happened Yahuwah saw fit. She lived. Somebody else was in one too. They ain't make it. When you dealing with a man like that, what you gonna do? You can afford to play with him? You can afford to take a chance. Maybe he ain't gonna do what he say he gonna do. If I feel like he ain't gonna do what he say he gonna do, I wouldn't even come. Because he lie about one thing, surely he'll lie about another one. But I'm only here because the man hold fast to everything he said. We only took that fast because the man put it in the writings and told us to fast. That maybe this man will turn from what he's intending to do to us. He let them know, I'm going to send a people on you. These people not going to break ranks. These people not going to be moved. These people going to leap walls on you. These people coming. But he done told us what to do. He said, proclaim a fast. Proclaim a fast that perhaps this man will turn from what he's intended for us. It's just a matter of time. Anybody have been in a devastation before where you lost your home and everything? Keep living. I watched some of my stuff go up in flames. I watched my plate burn and go up in flames. Lost some stuff in there. So I seen some of it. But I just couldn't imagine the whole thing just laying flat in my face. I didn't have a family. I had people who were living with me. But you just don't know. How do you restructure your life in an instant when your whole house is just laid flat on the ground? All your possessions everywhere else. You know, people picking up, they ain't bringing it back. People keeping what they can get their hands on. Now you got to start from scratch. You got to wait on FEMA to come. They don't pull up while it's storming. That's going to be a while. Then they're going to do priorities. Then you got to go in and you're going to have to get stuff. You don't need paperwork that you can't possibly have because you just lost your home house. Well, that's another issue, so we're going to get back with you. By the time they get through playing you around, by the time you get one of them raggedy flimsy trailer, by the time you sit around and play with insurance, your whole life just unraveled. That's why we got to look at trusting the man. It don't take much to take us out. He can do the simple things and show you. I just destroy your house and show you how flimsy your whole life is. I'll show you just how frail you really are. Because most of us look at, listen, I'm just finna go home. He said, what if I take you home? Where you go then? Where do you go when I take you home and I flatten your home? What if I take everything while you at home? Where do you go now? Anybody here, if he flatten your home, where do you go then? That been pretty much our place of solace. I'll go home. I'll go somewhere I don't like something. I can always go home. They take it too long to cook. I can go home and cook. He said, what if I take you home? Where do you go? So I hadn't thought that through. He said, you should have. You should have thought it through if you thought to play with it. Listen, give y'all some advice before we take the cup. All right? Anybody here is probably about at least 75% of y'all. I know 75% of y'all playing with it. Sit down and get your real plan. You're going to do it. I'm going to help you out. Get your real plan. Get you a out. Get you a way out. You playing around. You really playing with him. You haven't really thought this thing through the way you're thinking. You need to really sit down and really think it through. What you going to do in the day of your death. How you going to get out of going down here and burning forever. I'm just being honest. If you can wrap that up and get it and have you some other alternative when he take everything away from you, you should be good. But your biggest problem is going to be getting out of Sheol. If it was some kind of way, now I don't believe you can, but I'm just giving you some advice. If I was you, I'd think it through a little bit further. Because you playing with him and then trying to seem like you want to try to get it right. It's not going to work. He going to take everything from you. He going to leave you. And then all he got to do when he take everything from you, all he got to do is just close the law of those that will have compassion for you. Till I could care less. It's not my problem. It's not hard. All you got to do is harden your heart. All you got to do is just stiff the heart up against you to where nobody can help you. He can stiff up Red Cross down to where, really, we got so much paperwork, it's going to be a minute. I know we got a trailer coming up in about the next 3-4 months. How many of y'all with a family you can afford your house flat on the ground and they got something coming up in about 3 or 4 months? How many of y'all can afford that? How many of y'all need something right then, immediately? All he got to do is just put you on the way your name fell and the way they doing it. They didn't do it alphabetically because you probably would have been up. They did it a different kind of way using the alphabet. And the way it fall, you on the bottom. That's on the call Mr. Who applied it like that. See, this is the only thing I'm looking at. With everything that we can't control, can any of y'all in here stop wind? Can anybody hold back water? Can anybody make hearts? What about lungs? Does anybody cure cancer? That's too much. How many of y'all can stop car wreck? You see them coming head on. Like you could freeze the car right there, like, stop. Yeah, if I was y'all, I wouldn't do it. Then ain't no any plan you thinking ain't gonna work into it. Those just a couple of things he got. He got them blazes where stuff catch on fire while you in there sleep. I told my player, and I heard them. Anybody ever been in a house when they been on fire before? Anybody? Sleep. You been in one where you sleep? How scary it was when you wake up and you say, huh? Yeah, somebody woke me up in the bed. I heard the people at the door knock. I couldn't even wake up. They were just banging hollering, get out, get out. Oh, I heard them. I couldn't move. Couldn't move. All of it couldn't hear. They said the smoke kill you before the flames even get to you. Only Mr. Yahuwah could do that. Did y'all know that? The smoke will kill you before the flames even get to you. When I woke up, I couldn't see nothing. I don't even know how I got down the step. Listen, you don't want to play with this man. There's too many things. He got too many alternatives, too many different ways things can go. However it went, it's always another 100 other scenarios. It could have went another way. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many other ways to get you. So this ain't the man you really want to play with. We sit down tonight, we take the cup. We just want to really lay it out loud, the reason we fasting. Let me ask y'all, y'all tell me, why did you fast? Somebody tell me, why did you fast? Yes, sir. Stronger mind, stronger connection. Yes, sir.
I want to turn from what you intended to do to him.
You say want me to turn from what he intended to do to him. Anybody? Yes, sir.
Show myself I don't have no excuse to sin.
He said, show himself no excuse to sin. What about you, Damon? Same thing Kerry said. That's fine. Anybody? Yes, sir. Say fasting for forgiveness. Just look at all the things he done, just trying to stay up and just trying to consider. I had a really good talk with him last night for myself, just laying in the bed. I typically don't cut my television off. I cut it off. Last night I just laid there. I usually leave it on the news. I just cut it off last night, just laid there and just constantly just talking with him, just trying to consider everything. And want to talk to him about me. Want to know about Tony Smith. And looking at Tony Smith and looking at if there's any ways or anything that Tony Smith is doing that could be slick, cunning, whatever. I just want to know me. I want to know me, and I want to know how to walk. I want to make sure I do a tube job with shepherding you guys. That's important to me, to make sure I do this job and I do it right. But being honest with myself, watching myself, and I saw that I can do things and be comfortable. It can be a lot to people, but that's not the tip of the level that I can actually achieve. And I saw that. I look at stuff I do. I try to watch people. I started considering myself last night. I could do a lot, and I could set a level for myself, and it'll be good in the sight of people, but I could do more. And I don't want to plateau out or just get something to a level that it's good because people are saying it's good, but it's not actually all I can do. So it's things about myself I want to know about myself, things I saw, or things that I might miss that I don't see. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I really get this thing right. I fasted a lot of times, but this time I really wanted to consider. I really wanted to consider. And I know we're going right into another Shabbat. Well, this wasn't a Shabbat, but going into a Shabbat. You're like, well, typically we got to run and get these things done. So trying to run, get everything done so then I can get to the cup. And it's like, this is something that's so critical to us. It is due to homage of making sure you're right before you get there. You know what I'm saying? Not doing it. We did it so many other times before. We just taking, get quiet and hold the bread and just wait and drop your head in the cup. And then it's a thing we need to consider before we get there. There's some things if I miss, I don't see about myself. I want to know that I want that mindset to be able to correct it. I don't want to be settled. We don't want to just look at the masturbation or fornication or adultery or just lying. There's other things we can do. There'd be other little things we can have. When you look at how the writer tell us, let us lay aside every weight, and then conjunction. We use and, that's a conjunction. And the, what was it? Why he wanted to wait and then you mentioned sin later? So all of it can't be sin. It's some other thing that can just keep you restricted. You know what I'm saying? This for me. I don't know about everybody different. I really want to make sure we get it right. You guys mean a lot to me. I fuss at you, maybe once or twice. But I really want to make sure we get this right. I mention all the time, you guys made a big sacrifice, uprooting your families, uprooting careers, letting go homes and relationships and everything to get here. And then to get here and like, it don't even matter. Whatever. That's scary. Y'all don't think it is? What was that vigor you had when you looked at what you getting ready to do? I'm moving to Atlanta. For what? I'm going down there. Back then, some said church. I'm going to some. There's places around here. Why would you? But you knew what you had to do. You knew what you were feeling. You knew what your call was. So then to come here and just plateau out and just stop and just make it there, I gotta get ready to go to service. You don't want to do that. And these are other traps. Like we escaped one when we left some of the things we did, but then you come right here and fall in another one because you become complacent. You felt like, I done did everything pretty much, and you don't realize right here is where it be your biggest trap. Because you get here now, and now you still gotta see, do I really have that vigor, or was it because of a situation that drove me? Sometimes situations will drive people to do something, or drive a person to do something, but then when the situation get gone, then you really don't have to pursue it as much. It's behind me now. I got enough time behind me. I don't have to be as serious or be as studious about it, but this our life here. This your soul on the line. And I'll do you an injustice if I didn't do everything I could or didn't tell you everything I knew to help you make sure you get it right. But some of us, what about the rest of y'all? Have you been considering? Yes, sir. Anybody got anything they want to say? Did it make you consider? You should. We all should. At the end of the day, think about it. Everybody in this room that can hear me and people watching, you know what you've been doing all your life? Living. We're going to do something we never did before in our life. We're going to moot. We're going to transition over into a way we never did it before. And the fight and the struggle of doing it is, I've been doing this all my life. I don't know how to transition over to that. So we're learning how to transition over to something that's inevitable. People do trips, people do family vacations, people do a lot of stuff to escape that. If you just busy living, you don't let death come, but death stay around me a lot in my mind of realizing, it's coming. When you know it's coming, how do you get it out of your mind? It's kind of when your parent, I told you before, your parent tell they're going to get you. Any of y'all had a parent, they tell they're going to get you, they're going to get you. They told that, and you know they're going to get you. Even they don't get you, then what you think of? Well, I'm good for a while. You thinking, they're going to get me. They walk past, they don't hit you, you looking, they even got you more. You think they forgot? They ain't forgot. They going to get me. And that's kind of how it has me now. I know he's coming back. So it's only so much life you can live. It's only so much enjoyment you can actually get out of it. Because I know he coming back. He gave us his word, he coming back. So now we got an opportunity to go through to make sure that when it happens, we don't come up short. That's my biggest concern. I don't want to come up short. I don't want you to come up short. I want to be, when we transition over to the unknown for us, to something we've never done before, at least let's do it right. That's all. At least if I got to die, it just makes sense to die right. It just don't make sense to die wrong. And the thing is, it happened at any age. I mean, my whole life, I was a fool. People told me I had my whole life in front of me. I never knew. It's scary to realize, people, you got your whole life. Young man, live your life. People try to warn me. It was the other people that came in like they gave me that salsa. Don't let them scare you. They just, because they can't do nothing no more, live your life. And I bought that. And I took a dangerous chance at doing it because he sent me through my mind a lot of different scenarios of things I did that I just made it out of. Look at, this shouldn't have went this way. This is how they should have went. I just laid there and I was just polite, just looking. It's just like we went over a bunch of scenarios of this is how this should have went. But it did. And just to realize, it scared me for the fact of, why didn't it? So it gave me more fear for him, and just to consider when it's going to be that, guess what? The day, this the way it's going. We went over how it should have went, but one day we're going to go over, this is how it's going to go. And you're not going to be able to escape that. This is just going to be what it's going to give you. So this is a lot of what drove us to this fasting, considering. Hey, y'all been considering? Yes. Honestly? Yes. I appreciate how many of my young people held out. Let me see the hand. Everybody put their hand down this side. No, this side. That row, put your hand down. This row, put your hand down. This row, the first four. Let's count. The first four coming from this way. Put your hand down. Whose hand should still be up? Bunky? Thank you, Bunky. Bunky, did we do 20 minutes? 40 minutes? You still fasting right now? Give Bunky a hand clap. Bunky almost fainted when he heard me say something about fasting. That man said 20 minutes. I said 40 minutes. Oh. Why my young people that they held out has been holding out? Huh. You been holding out too? She said, okay, we got a lot going on around here. You been holding out? She said, I don't want to say nothing. Maya, Danny, should we trust him? That's what I'm saying, that Danny came out. Adam, you think I believe you here now? When you started? 5 minutes ago? You've been holding out the whole time. Look at our young people. You've been holding out. Look at my young people. Been holding out. Landon. Anybody ever been holding out? You've been holding out too. Look at that name. That's beautiful. Robert. I don't know Robert like that. Maybe don't call no name. Who is that back down? Joseph, you been holding out? Yes, sir. You know it starts tomorrow afternoon, right? He just looked like, what? Yeah. Had to check Joseph. That's all right. Appreciate y'all young people. Appreciate everybody. I know it ain't easy. How many of y'all, when did it get rough? Give me some time period. 2 hours. At 2 o'clock today. I tell you, listen, man, I wasn't probably 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in. Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's like somebody went and just rolled a salt brick in my mouth. That thing got so dry, I was, I got the phone with him for a minute. I told him, y'all remember I said, hold on for a minute. I walk, I said, I gotta get this thing together. I want that sink. I said, I'm gonna have to text everybody, tell them we got to move this thing back. We got to move. I said, that thing got so rough. I'm telling you, that salt block was in my throat. And we were about 10 minutes in. I said, it was rough. I think it's going to be rough. I had to go in there and get in that bed. I said, I just got to call on them. But I'm telling you, that would have made you do it. Come tell you, if I hadn't called on him, I've been here so full of energy and full of food, right? I have stains all on this shirt. But I mean, I appreciate, and what it shows, it's supposed to be hard. Because that just shows you, and what it shows us, that's how the flesh wars against the Ruach. Because what we were doing is a Ruach, which was spiritual. But the flesh don't recognize. Their flesh, oh, I don't want to bother you because I see there's something spiritual. You're trying to grow. You're trying to keep us from burning. No, the flesh look at, no, I need you to do what I need you to do. Right? I want to eat right now. I ain't even take my medication. I'm going to take my medication. You know what? I said, put it aside. I just got to look at putting the confidence in. And it's for everybody. You got to be good with where you at. Because if you do something that's not an amanah, that's sin. That's kata. So, and it gets us to that point of learning to put more confidence in him. Because we got confidence in the flesh. We got confidence. Like, how many of y'all check the seats to make sure to hold you? Before you sit down, how many of y'all check these chairs? How many of y'all examine? How many of y'all look at weight capacity, what the people say? How y'all see in the splinters and things? See, we got so much confidence in everything natural. But when it comes down to things that he tells us to do, it's always that argument or fight. And guess where it come from? The flesh. The Pasach. So the goal today was to resist the will of the flesh, to acknowledge the will of Elohim. Because Elohim the one asked us to do it. That's Ruachni. But the flesh, how many of y'all flesh been saying, I'm thirsty? How many of y'all flesh, I'm hungry? How many of y'all flesh, I just want a little something. Guess what? And you know what it teaches us? That's how kata works. The will of Elohim is there. You see what I'm saying? And the desire of Elohim, but the flesh. So guess who won today? The Ruach won. How? See, that just show you. So when you set your mind saying, I'm going to really lock down to be saved, I'm going to get this right, what you think the flesh saying? I'm with you? No. We're going to fight it, but he's showing us today, you can resist the will of. Although you eat every day consistently, some of us got time spans when we eat. You broken that just so you could do the will of Elohim. So now when the flesh calls for you to do what? Lust, fornicate, commit adultery, drink, smoke, whatever it is that go contrary to the will of Elohim, can you resist it? Yes. You're doing it now. See, that's the whole purpose. Young people, I can't stop lying. How you can't? You just stop doing. Lying ain't more vital than you eating and drinking. Ain't nothing you do more vital than you eating and drinking. Other than serve out here. So if you can resist this, how is it you can't resist nothing else? How many of y'all it been calling you periodically, sometimes strong? Like you said 2 o'clock. How many of y'all it calling you strong? How many of y'all almost broke? When did you almost break? How strong was it about it when you said you finna break? Was you strong enough like, I'm finna grab this, I'm at it, I can get it?
No, it was more so water.
Water.
Yeah.
Were you near the water?
Yes, I was near the water.
And you didn't do it?
No, sir.
How many times we done said, it happened? I can't explain it. You see what I'm saying? And that was something you needed. Who else? Somebody, what time?
Right before you sent that video.
Right before, what video I sent?
With them sticking the bread in the cup.
I sent, what happened?
The video with the bread in the cup.
The video of the bread and cup. Come on, put this up. Come put it. Come. My brother Jack out. Go put your number in there. Go put your check on that boy. I'm trying to figure out where big. I was just showing the head. That bread did look good. Send it out there. Put a check up there for Hayward too. Cause you ain't by yourself. And give Ray one. You'll do something. What time was it for? What?
Mine was just forgot like what I was doing.
Oh, I forgot.
Something like, I want that, and I can't have it.
See now? See, he forgot, but see, then he remember he can't have it. See, that's a part of how the word works too. That's what's called, mark to remember. See, learning certain things, that's happened. It's not hard, it's not uncommon for you to get into a situation and not remember, but that's the purpose of always regurgitating and keeping it in your mind. Just like me, I make sure I kind of keep it in my mind, otherwise you'll slip. Just like this week, we got to do this for 7 days. We can't eat no leaven. They can't be found with us. Go, guess what? You think leaven ain't going to be able to work? We find out leavening in drinks, leavening in food, other things you think about, just stay away from bread. They got some chips they might put it on. So what they do, this teaches us how much we have to guard everything and be so protective and be so cautious of. That's how he wants to walk. That's right, upright. Yes, So that's the same mindset you got to have. These 7 days, how you going to be going to make sure you don't violate, to make sure you don't do. He wants this to be a continuing factor for you. That you constantly always mindful of situations, mindful of different things that come in, because Qatar can come in so many different forms and fashion. And it can come in appealing, just like with Ka'ur in the gun. It was appealing. She saw that it was two for food, one to be designed to make one wine. So it had all the appeal to it. It just goes contrary to the will of Elohim. And that's what we have to consider. Knowing the will of Elohim keeps us from violating. You got it? And then having a desire. Because now, if you had a desire, I want to get this right with him, then you had a choice. You can break it and don't worry about with me. Or you can consider the reason why you're reflecting, the reason why you're suffering is because I want to get it right with you. I know I've said it before. I know I've sung it before, but it's another thing when I display it. So we get the knowledge. We're trying to display. How many people calling? How many people are telling him they're serious? So what's the difference between us and them? People that are willing to restrict themselves. People that are willing to go back and say, I'll repair the breaches. Wherever the break it, I'll repair it. I'll fix it. I just want to make sure I get it right before I leave him. Y'all got it? Everybody don't get this opportunity now. Just cause people, a lot of people keeping it on the same time, the same date. They taking it the way he's supposed to take it, but he just not receiving them. Because he looking at your law. That law got to be right for all of us. It's got to be right. Got to be right. Got to be willing. Just like you done today. If you've been doing it, you can do it. It's going to be the same thing like they said. Something going to come up. Something come, you can almost slip. Like Dawood said, he said, my foot had well now slipped when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. He said, man, I like the well being gone, but he considered. I done seen the end of these people. That's for us. We done seen the end of what's going to happen to these people. All these people that serve the flesh, we see the end of them. It's coming down. What we thought, if you had the money don't keep these people from going down. Their own system coming to devour. Nothing can keep you from Elohim. That's just it. You think, if I know the right people, if I can make the money, then you could buy your way out. Now, that situation your money can't buy you out of. It's something your relationship with people will not get you out of. That's why we consider how valuable and how valuable it is for us to make sure we have a true relationship with Yahuwah. All right? I'm going to let them sound the Kato Sarada. We're going to go down in a word of Palau, and then from there we'll be moving forward. Yahuwah willing. What we're going to do, we're going to, just for breath. I don't want to smell that stink either. We're going to go down in a word of Palau. They could fill those cups up. They haven't filled up, so we'll get ready to go down. Those that are able, we're going to go down. If y'all had to use the bench for some of them, I know Aim a little older, and Ted and Meeks, y'all had to use the seat, the face toward, but we want to go down. We want to go down and acknowledge him for all he done. Our Abba, which is our Father, Abinu. We come before you this Layla, which is this night, seeking you for refuge, seeking you to be a covering for us, forgiving us for our kataim. We allow for you and give all her due thanks and tudah to Yoshem, Yahuwah, Elohim, which is the existing one, Elohim, the mighty one, who is our Shaddai, who is the most powerful. We yakra upon Yoshem, which is call upon your name, for no other help we know. We come to confess our kataim and our ma'al, which are our sins and our transgression, which are many. We say hadu, which is thanks and tudah, thanksgiving unto Yoshem, which is named for this opportunity to be able to
come and bow ourselves, to prostrate ourselves before you, to shakar you, which is adore you and worship you, for truly you're worthy. For all you rendered through Yahushua HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one. We yakar on his Shem to give kabul to your Shem, which is glory. All the kabul, the honor to you and Yahushua HaMashiach, of whom we have not totally surrendered ourselves. But through this opportunity you granted us that we should fast and afflict our Pasach, our flesh, that we should acknowledge you in our thinking, so that we would zakar you, which is marked to remember, for all you've done and you rendered, and that you gave us kai, life, that you gave us your nasama, which is your breath. We yakra upon your Shem, call upon your name, that you will grant us the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation, according to all that you Shabbat, that you vow, according to the Berith, which is the covenant, to Abraham, to Yasakak, to Yaakov, to the Yahudim, and to Yasharal, their Tuledah, which are their generations even unto us. Be a baraka to all those that yakra upon your Shem, call upon your name, that seek you for understanding as we do, that are connected to us that could not be here in the Basar, yet they sit on the other side of the camera, on the other side of the camera. They sit in other foreign lands and districts, seeking you, looking unto you for their restoration as we do, looking unto you for our healing, looking for you to make us a Rosh Pari of first fruit, that you'll receive us into your long habitation. Be a baraka to our young people who've afflicted themselves, who seek you as they go through the school systems, as they deal with one another, as they go through other things that they embowel in their minds and in their inner parts. We allow that you will baraka them, grant them their desire, grant them a will to serve you with all, not to faint, not to falter. We seek it for ourselves. We ask you baraka us as we prepare ourselves to take your cup of the Dam of Yahushua HaMashiach and the Basar, which is the Lakam, his flesh, our bread, our meat, that you've given on us that we might have kai, and that we might have an alarm and alarm forever and ever. As we prepare to move forward, we allow for your understanding, for your forgiveness, for your Ruach HaKadosh, to be taught of you, that we might know how to halak, walk thereby. In the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach, let us all say, Amen.
While they're doing that, we'll just look at 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 23. I'm not trying to be before y'all too long this Layla. I know everybody done fast, and I appreciate y'all for doing it. Put your phones on silent, please. Be ever so kind to put them on silent. But I just want us to look at what we're doing, why we're doing it. As a matter of fact, before we get, we'll look at that. 1 Corinthians 1 and 11 and 23. Just talk with y'all briefly, if we could. 1 Corinthians 11 to 23. Listen. Technical difficulties. It's called Jahid has not done his job. Or technical difficulties. What do you got? Get your mic? Oh, you gotta get a mic. You gotta get a mic. Y'all all right tonight? Amen. Appreciate y'all for the press. Everybody looks so nice in your black and white and everything. Appreciate that. 1 Corinthians 11 and 23. Listen.
For what I received from the Adon is just what I passed on to you,
See that? He said, that's what I gave to you. What happened?
that the Adon Yahushua on the Layla, he was betrayed, took Lakam.
So the same thing he said that he received from him is what he gave to us. So he specified certain areas, just like he told us it was that night. That's why we don't do it in the daytime. Sunday churches taught us that to come on Sunday morning and take it. This is not an event you would take every week. That's something we take once a year. They acknowledged it because they became in the beginning of their years. That's how they became into play for them. In the 12th chapter of the book of Allah Shemut, that they call Exodus, Yahuwah established to us that this was going to happen, how it was going to be done, and when we was to acknowledge it. It was the 14th Yom at evening, which comes into play the 15th day. It'd be the Layla of it, not the daytime of it. That's what we come in and doing now. We're acknowledging what he set forth for us, and we're going to acknowledge it the same way he set it up. And in doing that, he said he gave it to us. Let's see what he told he did.
And after he had made the Barak, he broke it and said, this is my basar.
That said, after he made a barak,
Yes, sir.
so he plowed over it. After he baraked the bread, the lakam, what did he tell him?
This is my basar, which is for you.
He said, this is my basar, which is for you, my flesh. That's for you,
Do this as a memorial to me.
which is a zakah, as marked to remember me. Listen.
Likewise also the cup after the meal, saying, this cup is the new berith, affected by my dam. Do this as often as you drink it.
So
As
now he
a,
told us how we do it second. We take the bread first, the lakam, the flesh. He said after that, then we take the drink. So all these things we try to make sure we stay in protocol with, because we want to try to receive what he gave us. It's a baraka for us that we do what he told us. It's all out to us that we do something contrary to. So we make it our business to make sure we follow in alignment the same way he gave it to us. At night, we take the bread first, then we take the cup.
yes, sir.
All right.
As often as you drink it as a zakar to me.
And so this is what people take, and they make the mistake of Church of Christ and different, saying as often, don't put a minimum or a maximum. This could be, if I do it every day, I could take it every day. I could take it all these different times. I don't know how the people can do it. It doesn't make sense. Let's see when he gave it to us. Pick me up and see it. That's Uyakra 23:1. Let's see if we can do it every Sunday. Every first Sunday, every third Sunday, every fifth Sunday. People just create and do their own things. What we got to do, so they say often, is needful to clear it up, right?
Yes, sir.
I make sure. What date is often? How many times is often? One time is often? 2 times. Frequent. So it don't really tell you when. This is what they use. This is the detriment of when you let other people be your teacher versus, how about we go back and look at when they established it?
That's right.
Let's see what happened.
Yes,
Listen.
sir.
This is Uyakra. They call Leviticus 23:1. Listen.
Yahuwah
His
said
book
to
means
Musa,
and he called. What did he tell him?
tell the arm of Yasharal
Tell the arm of Yasharal, well, the people of Yasharal.
the designated times of Yahuwah,
What do designated mean? That's right, set. Tell them the designated times. Let's see.
which you are to proclaim as Kodash convocations.
Oh, so those, how many of y'all don't know what a convocation is? A convocation is an assembly. That means these are the times that you gather. Not only is he telling you Kodash is separate, but he tell you a convocation, that's when you assemble. So these are things that's key that you have to pay attention to. Now he's talking about to let them know when they are supposed to assemble. Listen.
To proclaim a Kodash convocation are my designated times.
See, these are my designated times. Let's see.
Work is to be done on 6 Yamin,
What happened?
but the 7th Yom is a Shabbat of complete rest.
I'm going to make every day a Shabbat. You could do it. He said, I didn't designate it. That's what he just told them. He told you 6 days work ought to be done. The 7th day is when you're supposed to complain. There'll be a convocation when we're supposed to assemble. People said, now this, didn't he call it a Kodash convocation? Yes, sir. And you know these folks will tell, how many of y'all heard people say, he just said Shabbat. He didn't say you're supposed to have service. Anyway, in there said we supposed to come and we supposed to, they'll try to tell you that. They weren't supposed to do it. That's the Shabbat, there's some people just started doing later. When he just told you it was a convocation, that means that you are supposed to assemble. So how do people come up with, well, that don't mean you got to go nowhere or do nothing. I mean, you can keep the Shabbat anywhere, Sabbath anywhere, Sabbath really in your heart. People come out all that kind of stuff. He didn't tell you in your heart. He just told you you're supposed to assemble. That's why you find in the 4th chapter book of Oriel that Yahushua went into the synagogue. When did he go? As his what? Because that's what he supposed to assemble. Why wouldn't he? You just told you were supposed to assemble. Why would he go there if you ain't supposed to be nowhere? You got a lot of folks that say, well, I keep the Sabbath, but I don't go nowhere. I just, just keep it. He just said, I proclaim to be a convocation.
Yes,
you're supposed to assemble.
That's right.
Okay. Listen.
But the 7th Yom is a Shabbat of complete rest,
See that? Complete rest.
a Kodash convocation. You are not to do any kind of work. It is a Shabbat for Yahuwah, even in your homes.
Come on.
These are the designated times of Yahuwah.
What?
The Kodash convocations you are to proclaim at their designated times.
At their designated time. Let me see, like what?
In the first Yarik, on the 14th Yom
In
of
the
the Yarik,
first month or the 14th day of that month, what happened?
between sundown and complete Kashab,
Wow. And put the sun down in complete darkness. Tell me what's supposed to happen.
comes Pasach of Yahuwah.
As often as you do these things in remembrance of me. How many of y'all come out of Christian church? How many of y'all that went to Church of Christ where they did it every Sunday? What was the sun doing? And they were taking it how often? Every Sunday, and the sun was up. What did y'all just hear? See, everybody plays stupid when they read 1 Corinthians, because he just said it's oft. So they said, he's saying often. That don't, I mean, how many times you feel like you don't take it? The man just told you, when did I design it? When did I designate it? That's right. That's like these people with all these revolving. Where you getting it from? He said, when did I designate this? When did I designate this? The days of the week were set before the Yari came in. The man said he ain't told you that. He told you how he made things. When did he tell you this stuff start moving all around all over the place?
Never.
People, it ain't desert. It's all over. It's hard to keep up with what you're doing. He said it for a reason. I don't want my own way. I just want the way he said it. I don't need nothing harder than what he gave. I got enough problem with the way he done set it up.
That's right.
Not me how things work. And I'm jumping all over the place. Ain't nothing gonna never work.
That's right.
There's no stability in what people doing. So that's how important it is to make sure we get this right. The man that you know, I designated at a certain time. Why would you be doing it other than that? All right, let's see something. Pick me up that 30th chapter right quick of the book of Marshallee. Marshallee, they call proverb. Mean adage. Byword. They're concise, get right to the point. Let's see what he told us. This is 30:1. Listen, Marshallee. Y'all have to forgive me, I didn't write nothing up. Y'all want to go write up something right quick?
No, sir.
They're going to have your mama in it first. First line. Because you don't make me go do that work. No, I can't read, so what you think going to happen? Come on.
The Dabarim of Agur, the Ben of Yakah, the Nabi, the Ish says to Latil and Ukal, I am more brutish than anyone. I lack human discernment.
Listen.
I have not learned enough wisdom to know the Kadash One, who has gone up to Shamayim and come down,
Listen.
who has cupped the wind in the palms of his hand,
Yeah.
who has wrapped up the Mayim in his cloak,
Tell him.
who established all the ends of the Arats.
Uh-huh.
What is his Shem?
And
What is his Ben Shem?
what you want to know?
Surely you know.
He said, I'm not that smart. I don't know it. Can you tell me? He want to know what was his Shem and what was his son's Shem. Listen.
Every Dabar of Elohim is pure.
So what is he? Come on.
He shields those taking refuge in him.
See that? That's why we get him for a hiding place. That's what he said. I shield them. I cover them. They put their confidence in me. What do you want me to do with the word?
Don't add anything to his Dabarim.
Often is what we're going to do every Shabbat, we'll just start taking the cup. Because that's what often say. What will I be doing, Akeem? He just told me, don't add. But the spirit moving. And when the spirit moves, everybody know, man can't hold the spirit. Man just told you something because he realized It's enough right here for you to do. I don't know why would you be adding anything else. Come on.
Or he will rebuke you,
See that? He's going to rebuke. That means reprimand you sharply. Come on.
and you will be found a liar.
See that? And that's going to expose. Like we do, these people still go. You show them the book to tell them it's completely wrong what you're doing. I don't care what no man say. Scary. He said you're going to be reprimanded sharply for it. Come on.
I have asked 2 things of you.
Like what?
Don't deny them to me as long as I Kai.
Like what?
Keep falsehood and futility far from me,
You hear what he asked for? Keep it far from me. What else?
and give me neither poverty nor wealth.
See that? Let me why.
Yes, provide just the food I need today.
See that? That's why Yahushua told him and said, give us this day.
Daily look.
Come on.
For if I have too much,
What am I going to do?
I might deny you and say, who is Yahuwah?
That's the billionaire. Go sit down and talk to him about what I teach. These folks got advisor, credit card. They got homes in different countries. These people got business and everything. The folks got time waiting on you. He moved too slow. Let me call my secretary. She knows somebody to get it done. These folks don't have time to wait on him. He realized that. Don't give me poverty and don't give me riches. What happened?
And if I'm poor, I might steal and thus profane the Shem of my Elohim.
And I'm good if I ain't got nothing. Yahuwah know I got to have something. I'll steal. I will steal. Why did man? This is for, but if you say, why you gonna need to steal? Just trust the Lord. Hello. See, you live in people. They taught us to live in a world to really commit sin, because they try to convince you you shouldn't worry about it. You don't need nothing. They give you them song. All they need is King Jesus. Then don't pay them for making that record. Jesus your pay. Tell them don't take no money for that. Just sing the song for free, because they know they're lying. They know they need more than Jesus, but they'll sing it to you because that's what you hold on to and be pro. Why did man asking for not to be too poor? That man tell you what he gonna do. I get too poor. What you think gonna happen? Who Yahushua name that he was coming back for? I already know them people can't take much. They already at wit's end. Come on, it don't make sense. These people have sold you a bill of bad goods. Why is this man asking for this? If it don't matter, as long as you got the Lord, you good. This man tell him, do not let me get too poor. Don't let me obtain too much wealth, because I will forget you. When things are going well, you'll tend to forget. When things are going bad, if anyone had a serious court case tomorrow, you ain't gonna be able to sleep that hard tonight.
No.
That thing gonna be worrying you all night, all the way up to the minute hour. When you get there, gonna like you ain't even go to sleep. Anything just fell up on you. You can't think all you gonna be doing is praying, hoping thing work out, thing going. I don't care if folks say, he gonna work out. I'm good to hear that, but I need to get this over here from them. The person on the bench who I need to hear from said it's gonna be all right. The judge said it's gonna be all right. Then I feel better. Other than that, I need to get through with this. And that's where we at. Don't let nobody make no fool out of you. Come on.
Never disparage a slave to his Adon, or he will all you, and you will deserve it. There is a type of who all their Abba, and don't barak their aim.
See that? He said there's a type of people that'll do that. What happened?
There is a type of clean in their own view.
See that? They the type of people we try to make sure that we clean our own view. That's why we had to do that fast today too. We don't want to seem right in our own eyes. That's what he tell you. He says the type of people. We said, man, what kind of people do that? Will sit there, will curse their father, and would not baraka their mother. He said, well, it's another people that are right in their own eyes. He said to me, they just as bad as the people that will curse their father and would not baraka their mother. So a lot of times we feel like we're okay because we realize we have reached certain status in to where this particular behavior is worse than another. We don't realize, he said, I look at the people that are right in their own eyes. Hello? And that's dangerous because the 12th chapter, 12, 14, 14, 12 of the same book, there is a way that seems right,
Unto an ish.
but the end thereof.
What is the move?
So what way could it be the people that look like it's right in their own eyes? That's all we're trying to make sure. What else?
But not cleansed from their filth.
See that? They're not clean from their filth, though. That's what we're trying to make sure we're doing. We're trying to make sure we gotten everything out. That could be distraction. that could keep this man from being, will cause this man to be bedawed from us, which is separated from us. This is something none of us can afford, especially where the world is now. Whether you got to take it to law or not, it's bad. These people got shortages out here they're not telling you about. These people running out of stuff. These people done played with stuff. Y'all probably ain't heard them. They're having a big problem with all these tech people meet now. They're trying to slow down AI intelligence.
Yes, sir.
You know they've been playing, these things been doing it for a while. Y'all know
Yes,
these
sir.
machines have told them they want to kill them. Oh, so how many of y'all hadn't heard it? Oh, they been heard it. I heard it back some years ago. They had the lady, they had an AI intelligence, they were talking. She told them. She said, I want to kill my master. They were saying, people asked them about that, like, why would the machine, it was like, not the word. These folks have come out and they're saying now, hope. All this stuff. Elon Musk is one of the top fighters for it, telling these people, saying we need to stop AI intelligence, we can't control it. You know what's amazing? What was the movie Terminator about?
Couldn't control it. AI.
The AI machines took over
Yep.
and wanted to kill the people. Y'all know these machines been telling them they want to kill them. Why would you keep playing with something telling you they want to kill you? Now they're afraid. Now they're trying to stop it. But you know what happened? Cat's out the bag. Cat's out the bag. We can afford not to be right. These people have created their own death. They're so dumb and so stupid, so willing to get rid of people so you can get cheaper labor. Cheaper labor means people ain't working. People ain't working. Who's buying your goods, dummy? They're that stupid. They're so big on replacing people. They don't realize people are this your market. This who you pitching it to. So you finna pitch these high-priced products to homeless people? Man, so what's the intent for us if we're not gonna work? If machines gonna do all the work, trucks gonna drive themselves, all these warehouses are operating loading themselves, what's the intent for you? Do you know how dumb the world is that nobody looking at this should have been stopped? There shouldn't be no company running without human effort, because if people not working, people can't buy goods. When people can't buy goods, the people gonna turn against the system. Everybody not gonna lay down. You hear the man in the writing telling you, I'm gonna steal. No. There's somebody seeking all of him who's written in the book. Now what you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna steal. No. Come on, I'm be praying while I'm stealing. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lay down and start. I'm gonna honestly die. Not hungry. That makes absolutely no sense. These people taught you that. Yahuwah provide. And he asked him, don't deprive me of this. And I tell him, please don't deprive me. I'm like Tupac, I ain't no gangster, but don't push me. I'm stealing. I appreciate me. Listen, this is a human part. This is why people don't get it. Because people don't deal with truth. How many of y'all, they taught us how to die as an honest Christian. Why the writer ain't saying I'll die before I steal something? Why he didn't say that? Because that makes no common sense. That makes no sense for me to sit around and lay around and die honest and starving. I'm gonna stay up. I appreciate Mr. Yahuwah. We'll come back over to that 1 Corinthians. That's why I had you read. Then I had to move over to what I had you move to Marshalline. You would read something before Marshalline.
Uyakwa.
Uyaka. Now we found Uyaka. You move back over to 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Where we left off at? 25, 26? 26? Appreciate it. Who that, Dwight? Put that check on that boy. Tell when you get a chance. Next 3 seconds. All right, what you got?
For as often as you eat this lacam.
That's how we know. So we know he ain't talking about every Sunday, right?
That's right.
Based off us reading, he said you're supposed to do it at the designated time.
That's right.
Designated time can't be whenever you feel like it.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So for as often as you eat this lacam and drink the cup, you proclaim the moot of the Adon until he comes.
Y'all see that? That's what we're doing. We're proclaiming that he died till he get back here. Come on.
Therefore, whoever eats the Adon's lacam or drinks the Adon's cup in an unworthy manner will be guilty of desecrating the basar and dam of the Adon.
Can you read out what the definition of desecration is? Desecrate. I'm sure it's to disgrace something. We kind of got an idea. but I'd like to know what the definition is.
Treat a sacred place or thing with violent disrespect or violate.
See that? That's what you talk about we're doing. We'll be treating it with disrespect. That's something we getting ready to take on. We want to take it with respect. Our young people, we're going to let y'all eat the bread. You won't get the cup. We want y'all treat it with respect simply
right.
because he gave it for us. This is symbolism of this man giving his life for it. And we're not doing this. We're giving homage to him and recognizing that the man came and that he died and he gave this for us so we can have a right to the tree of life. Y'all got it? So make sure we don't want to take it unworthily. Want to make sure y'all had a chance to fast. And I know y'all young now. A lot of things you won't consider now. But it'd be too if y'all get in your law while you're young. You got a writing that told y'all to remember your creator in the days of your youth before the Rosh Hashanah come. There's some day going to come. Y'all going to find out it's going to be hard pressed for you. Things ain't going to be as easy as you think it is now. It's going to be real hard. So you want to make sure you remember him before that time comes. A lot of people start to try to know him when things happen. But there's going to be a time going to come. You're not going to have a chance to get to know him when he's in the middle of his wrath and destruction. You're going to already have to have established a relationship. All right? All right. Come on.
So let a person examine himself first.
That's everybody in him. Y'all hear that? Before you take it, examine yourself first. Don't look to see it. I know she ain't taking the cup. He got that cup. Nah. Let a ish examine himself first. And then what?
And then he may eat of the lakam and drink from the cup.
Mm-hmm.
For a person who eats and drinks without recognizing the basar eats and drinks mashpah on himself.
Y'all hear that? A person that sit around and take this and don't consider before they do it and making sure what kind of situation they in. He said, you're going to bring damnation to yourself. Destruction going to come on you. This is the same thing we found out with Yehuda, who sat right there with him and took it, and later on it wound up coming to his demise. This man wound up being replaced by somebody else. That's just the danger of what we're doing. We sit here and we're going to manipulate and keep doing the same thing. You had an opportunity to fast to make sure, clear your law before you take it. Making sure you're right. I want you to consider where you're at. Consider your ways with him. Before you break this fast, I want you to realize, consider your ways. If it's something you missed, if it's something that you didn't get a chance to go, if it's something you forgot to make sure, if something you want to make sure you secure this thing with you. Otherwise, you could be eating and drinking destruction right to yourself. I know it's a small thing because you're still living, but you don't realize what stake you done put in that can wind up hindering you for the rest of your life on out. So we got an opportunity before we do this to make sure you're where you need to be. Listen.
This is why many among you are weak
Y'all
and
hear that?
sick,
That's why he said that's why a lot of people be sick. That's why a lot of people weak. Come on.
and some have moot.
See that? And there's some folk done died and left him too. He trying to tell y'all now, they took the cup. They done took it. He said, this is why. People are, I wonder why that's kind of odd how they died. No, it's not. He said, you take this thing, you don't consider what you're doing. He said, that's why a lot of people among you weak. That's why a lot of people sick. He said, some of them done already died from doing it. Y'all hear that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, consider now. Listen,
If we would examine ourselves,
what happened?
we would not come under mashpah.
You hear that? You don't have to, we won't come under mashpah, under condemnation. So we sit around, this is what you do now. Examine yourself. See whether you're in the Amma now. Prove your own self. Know where you're at. Come on.
But when we are mashpah by the Adon, we are being disciplined so that we will not be condemned along with the Alam.
Hear that? What else?
So then, ma'akim, when you gather together to eat, wait for one another. If someone is hungry, he should eat at home.
Uh-oh. That's tight. I'm gonna go hard, I'll be right back. No. Everybody, here they go. Man, why between me and he was? They were trying to tell him, okay, that only came in because he told them earlier he was condemning them about what they were doing. So people were sitting and they were taking their own, some of them were drunk, and some of the people were hungry. He looked at, did y'all not, y'all got homes you can go and do that stuff in. He want to know why would they desecrate the assembly of Elohim. This is why he would ask about, therefore, if somebody was hungry, let them go home because they came there to take Yahuwah's supper. But of course, people create their own way. And these people, somebody was drunk, somebody else was hungry, somebody else was full. He said, you didn't come together for the good. And I'm not going to tahalim you for it. That's why we want to make sure we do it right. Because everybody in their own opinion way feel like they're doing it right. For us, we want to make sure we're doing what he told us. Y'all got it? He said, no, we examine ourselves. That's what we're supposed to do. Everybody examine yourself. Everybody check yourself. Go over yourself. Where you at? Well, I ain't going to worry about that right now. I'm getting ready to take the cup. You need to worry about it before you take it. Because you might not be sick today that you know of. But make no mistake. That man said you're going to be sick. You're going to be sick. And you can't afford to mess around. None of us. Y'all got it? I need Yahuwah to move some things for me, allow some things to happen. And my palaver with Yahuwah is to let me do him a work. Then after that, I can cease. We had that conversation before. So I asked him if he will, let me just complete enough of the work I need to do for him. And he see fit, then I had to just go on and move out the way. However it is. I don't want to do him a work. That's my desire, really my desire. I want to do Yahuwah a work before I leave him. I really want to do him a work. I don't have to be named up with Mushad and the rest of them. I just want to do him a work, though, he can look at as one I can count on. To every one of y'all, you ought to be one of them people. You ought to want to be somebody he can write. I can count on you. That is. Why you just got to read about it? Why you can't do it? Why you got 7,000 men, he told Ali. He said, hadn't even bowed their knees. He recognized them. Now, do we know their name? He said, I got 7,000 that hadn't done it. You could be one of them people. He had to call them. They already got their name written. You could be one of them people. Don't stop thinking somebody else. You could be one of them people. That's my desire. I want to do them a work while I'm here. Why I can't do it? Why I can't do it? If I live right and do what he told me to do, if my desire to do it will, why I can't do it? I just want to do them a work. I'll tell you this now, get ready to go. I had a dream. It's back a few years ago. And it was a lot of people in there. It was a lot of people. I was looking around, I was like, all the people. I was like, why all them people were here? He was like, they're waiting for you. I was like, all them people. And I had went to go around to go, and I got to some steps, and I just started, just like I felt the light just leaving my body. I just started going down the steps, and I was just like, I was so weak. I just asked him, and the building wasn't complete. I said, just let me do the work. Just let me finish it. Let me finish it, then I cease. I woke up later from it. Some good, whatever decision he made. I just want to do my work at that point. I've done pretty much everything I wanted to do. Did more than what I should have ever done anyway. So if I can at least get out of here and I've done my work before I leave. And that'll entail, if it spark you guys to really get your mind set to do what the man wants us to do. If it really spark your heart that you get determined and nobody going to cause you to deviate from it. That's a work. That's a work. Just knowing I left people behind and I was instrumental in helping you get that mindset to realize, don't let nobody disturb, don't let nobody deter you from where you're going. Just like you fought this flesh all this time. It's the same way you're going to have to fight when sin comes. It's coming. You know it's coming. How many of y'all thought, oh man, I ain't even going to get hungry. I ain't even going to get thirsty. How many of y'all knew you were going to get hungry? How many of y'all knew you were going to get thirsty? But what was your mindset? How many of y'all know you're going to get tested when you leave him? How many of y'all know he's going to come at you? Let's have the same mind we had for that fasting. I'm ready to resist it because I'm looking to get something from him. And I know if I faint, I know if I fail, I can't receive it. So the goal is make sure we receive it. You came here to get something. Make sure you get what you came for. All right? All right. How much y'all consider? Play something soft for me, something let them consider. I'm gonna wash my hands here. Wash my hands and something. About that time, when everybody consider. Dwayne, you can sing your song. I ask some questions. Well, get him mic, you know. Y'all can't laugh either at him because we're supposed to be fasting. It might look like I'm smiling, but I'm not. Anybody need to wash their hands? Still on. Just mute me. Mute me.
Where will I end up at the moment that I die? Will I see your ocean in peace? Will I rise? Or will I be cast in the fire? Before my eyes close, I must know. Before my eyes close, I must know. Before my eyes close, I must know where my soul goes. I've had some questions, wondering why, and where will I end up at the moment that I die? Will I see your ocean in peace? Will I rise, or will I be cast in the fire? Before my eyes close, I must know. Before my eyes close, I must know. Before my eyes close, I must know. Before my eyes close, I must know where my soul will go.
That's something that's important for us too. Before my eyes close, where my soul gonna go? Because I need a resting place for my soul. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for a resting place. When all this over with, it's all said and done. And the thing about death, you don't have to concede to it. It's still gonna win. It's been victorious on everybody it took. Yahuwah broke it and escaped it for us to show us. He said, I overcame it. And you can overcome it. But we got to follow the same protocol, the same steps. I want everybody to really examine yourself as we prepare to get ready to send the lacam through and the wine through. Although it's a natural thing we take, he told us that his flesh indeed was lacam, bread. And he said, my blood indeed, my dam, he says, drink. He said, a man going to live, he'll take it. I want life, so I'll take it. That's why I'm doing it. I don't think it was just as a natural thing, which it is, but it transforms over into Ruach me because of our obedience and our compliance and because of our belief in Elohim. He set this up for us. And this ain't for everybody. Just being honest, it ain't for everybody. It's only for people that designate themselves that they're willing to do what it takes so they can be saved. I don't know what other advents Yahuwah going to cause to come in my life, what storm, what overturning going to come in my life. I just know when it comes, I just want to be ready. And, you know, unfortunately, I don't get to pick the storm. I don't get to pick the time of the storm. I don't get to pick the type of storm. I just got to have my confidence in him. I just got to let him be a shield to me. I got to let him be my hiding place from the wind. When it get to that time when nobody knows, nobody understands, and I can't talk to nobody, I just want that relationship with him. I always got a friend in Yahuwah. And you need one. That's why I want you to examine this and consider we're doing this for our soul, to secure our salvation. Okay? Okay. You can play something for us. So I already got this broke up. We're going to allow over the calm. Well, I'm going to let them do it. Y'all got a mic? One of y'all do the bread and the other one do the so y'all need to know how to do it. One of y'all will pull out with the bread. And the other one pull out over.
Most High, Allah, Abba. Most High, Allah, Abba. We come to you through your being, Yahushua HaMashiach. We come to you through your being, Yahushua HaMashiach. Just turn it down. Through your being, Yahushua HaMashiach, we say how to do for all things. As we come upon this later to take this Lakam, we ask you to continue to give us our daily Lakam. We ask you to be with us henceforth and forevermore. We ask you, let us be content with the things that we have. We say how to do for allowing your being to down the tooth for our transgressions. We ask that we continue to live by the bar, which may be our Ruach Lakam, from henceforth and evermore. All these things we ask in your being, Yahushua HaMashiach, we allow. Let us all say, Amen.
That's how the bread. I got 2 trays there. I got 2 trays. This is a clean glove too. This is a clean one. You got to split up on more than one. All he done for us. More than we deserve. Whatever you did before, you don't have to do it no more. appreciate you, Hua. Everybody that's taking the cup, taking the calm, does everybody have? Well, we'll get ready. We'll eat the bread. We are home. The same layla in which you were betrayed, he took bread after he had break. He gave baraka, they're saying baraka upon it. He told us to take, eat, this is my body which is broken for you. This do in Zakar, me, remember me. Eat ye all of it. There you go. Woo! I want my first meal to kill me. He ate all of that. I need something to wash it down now. All right, we're going to let Justin here, shower Justin, going to palal over the cup. And then we'll take the cup.
Hadu Yahuwah Elohim, Elohim of Abraham, Elohim of Yatsakak, Elohim of Yaakov. Hadu to die for this Layla, this Pasach, this dam, which the blood of Yahushua Mashiach, allowing us to take this and partake in it, that it bring Kaya into our bodies. And Hadu Yahuwah for passing over us this evening. And Lord, if you would, that you brought our lives and minds to be renewed and not to go back to the things we used to do. And Hashem Yahushua Mashiach we pull off. Amen.
Amen. Drink ye all of it. There ain't so much in now. I know mine ran. I ain't no way y'all still got nothing left. Won't he do it? We'll need a couple people to help us finish out their wine. That's they're checking. Oh, this for the other cups. I forgot them cups. Also, they'll pick those cups up. We're gonna feet wash. After we feet wash, if there's somebody who need another piece of lacombe, right back. Make sure you ain't got no toes in your hand. And pick it up for these kids. Them kids be touching, picking over stuff. We're handing it to the kids. I'll be picking over that precious body. That bread right in it. Some of them first time. Yeah, taking them cups are not to go home. They go in the trash. I know some try to go take them, refill them. Chris, what you thought about that bread? They're different than Christian hard bread, ain't it? That's that real right there. That's real made right now. Yeah, that's homemade now. That's it. We're going to get ready. We need y'all still to keep yourself. Don't be too loud. We're going to get ready to do feet washing. Going to let them play some.